Chapter 9, treat night. Now, the average diet lasts 15 days. Now, I think that's interesting, don't you? 15 days. So, at the end of that diet, 34% of people dieting weigh more than they did at the beginning, which isn't very good, is it? And within 12 months, over 98% have put it all back on. So you could say that there's a problem with dieting. And there is a massive problem with dieting, because dieting is not the solution. We've been trying it for 50 years. It's not the solution. You need to recognise the cause. And the cause, of course, is the consumption of processed food, mainly processed carbohydrate. Because generally with processed protein, you won't put fat on. You will put fat on with processed carbohydrate. That's why them protein Mars bars are like £2 or whatever it is. There's much better stuff than that. Get a handful of Brazil nuts, job done. Without waste of energy. And I think a handful of Brazil nuts is about, I don't know, 25p. And then you've got, £2, wool. Right. Treat night. It's exactly it. You don't have to have treats every day. Get rid of it. Grow up. It's like a kid in a sweet shop growing. Just make it a treat night, right? So I was going to say like a treat day, then you have people, it's still a cheat day, because people wake up and they have biscuits for breakfast. No. A treat night. Now, on the initial, what I recommend is initial 21-day program is that you give yourself one treat night a week. Because you can do that. You can aim for that, because that's 6 days, you're really going for it with the support of, other people. That'll come in, the group. But if you wanted to do it yourself, normally 3 weeks, 21 days, you can go for that. If you're having a break, that you can get through it and say, oh well, no, it's all right. I'm looking forward to Saturday night or Friday night or whatever. Now, once you've done that and you've actually started to you'll find it much easier after 3 weeks to turn away from. Your palate will start easily rejecting processed food, and you'll start wanting more natural food. That's what happens. Then it's the next stage. The next stage is it takes 66 days to form a new habit. So it takes 21 days to kind of break a habit and 66 days to form a new habit. So that's not to say that you have to just have a treat. I mean, I can have treats. I can have a treat. Listen, fruit's a treat for me. But I can have processed food if I want. But I'm literally at the stage where I don't even really want it that much. But let's say I fancy a pizza or a takeaway or some chocolate or some biscuits. I can get them if I want, but I can have them every day if I want. And the kind of guide, if you like, is a maximum of 20% of your calorie intake overall of the day should come from processed carbohydrates. So whether that's breakfast cereal, whether that is now that's your maximum. That's that kind of weight stability. If you want to lose weight, then you kind of want to cut that down. So a really good way of saying have a treat night is initially you cut, because you've got to become desensitized. Because if you're addicted to processed carbohydrate, processed foods, you're always going to struggle for the rest of your life, because it's their job to feed you this stuff. It's your job, if you like, to choose whether to buy it or not. But the problem is you're going to have loads of health implications, serious health implications, and you're going to struggle with your weight. So the cause of it is processed carbs. So you actually need to get some control over it, and that would make sense why we have a treat night. Not the whole, I never have it. Good luck with doing that. It's probably too emotional, and it probably won't last, and you probably go for it for about 6 months, never have anything, and then it can all go to pot and it's all wrong. This is not rubbish, right? Whether you stick to this or not, this won't change. The cause of your weight problems and the cause of many of your health problems are the excess consumption of processed food, in particular processed carbohydrates, because that's mostly what processed food is. I'd say, 95% of it is like the processed carbohydrate, really. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Say 90%. They're the things that it's the processed carbs. People say, oh, it's the fat that causes it. Yeah, but who eats butter on its own? You don't eat butter on its own, do you? Eat butter on bread. Yeah, you don't eat dollops of mayonnaise on your own, do you? You put them, you put them on the chips, or it's the processed carbs, right? That's the issue. That's where it's when the fat mixes with the carbohydrate, the processed carb. That's when you get the whole blob of fat and it sticks to you and inside. So, I'm going off patty yet, but treat night. Give yourself a break. Look forward to it. Use it. Enjoy it. And once you've got through that stage, you can actually get to a stage where, funnily enough, you can have you know, you can get to the stage where then stage 2, if you like, is you don't have to just have a treat night. You can get, you know, you can relax. You can, if you you can have a couple of glasses of wine. Once you follow in the protocol, and you know that you're having processed carbs as a treat, not as a mainstay, then you can control about how quick you lose weight or how slow you lose weight once you've got the food sorted out. But you must have a treat. You've got to give yourself a treat, otherwise you're just gonna struggle, because eventually you'll just fall off the wagon and just beat yourself and run all the way down the mountain. We don't want that to happen. So little breaks where you can look forward to it, and that's fine and great. And eventually you will find that you might just turn away from wanting more and more processed carbs. That's the goal, isn't it?